Hello, my name is Wendy. My student number is S04411057. The speech title is How We Can Eat Our Landscapes. The speaker is Warhurst. I'm freshman in NCUE. The will to live life differently can start in some of the most unusual places. This is where I come from. Tormodon. It is a market town in the north of England. 15,000 people between Leeds and Manchester. Fairly normal market town. It used to look like this, and now it is more like this, with fruit and veg and herbs sprouting up all over the place. We call it propaganda gardening. Laughter. Corner road railway station car park in front of the health center. People from gardens and even in front of the police station. Laughter. We've got edible canal to pass, and we've got sprouting cemeteries, and the third is extremely good. Laughter. We've even invented a new form of tourism. It's called vegetable tourism. And believe it or not, people come from all over the world to walk around in our raised beds, even when there's not much growing. Laughter. But it starts a conversation, and we're not doing it because we are bored. Laughter. We are doing it because we want to start a revolution. We start to answer this simple question. Can you find an unifying language that cuts across age and income and culture that will help people themselves find a new way of living? See spaces around them differently, think about the resources they use differently, interact differently. Can we find that language? And then can we replicate those actions? And the answer would appear to be yes. And the language will appear to be food. So 3.5 years ago, a few of us sat around a kitchen table and we just invented the whole thing. Laughter, applause. We came up with a really simple game plan that we put to the public meeting. We did not consult, we did not write a report. Enough of that laughter, and we said to the public meeting in a Tormodon, look, let's imagine that our town is focused on around 3 plates. A community plate, the way we live our everyday lives, a learning plate, what we teach our kids in school, and what new skills we share amongst ourselves, and a business, what we do with the pound in our pocket, and which businesses we choose to support. Now, let's imagine those places agitated with community actions around food. If we start one of those community plates spinning, that's really great. That really starts to empower people. But if we can then spin the community plate with the learning plate, and then spin it with a business plate, we've got a real show there. We've got some action theater. We are starting to build resilience ourselves. We are starting to reinvent community ourselves, and we've done it all without a flipping strategy document. Applause. And here's the thing as well. We will not ask anybody's permission to do this. We are just doing it. Laughter. And we are certainly not waiting for the check to drop through the letterbox before we start. And most importantly of all, we are not daunted by the sophisticated arguments they say. These small actions are meaningless in the face of tomorrow's problems, because I've been a part of small actions, and it is awesome. So back to the public meeting. Laughter. We put a proposition to the meeting, 2 seconds, and then the room exploded. I have never ever experienced anything like that in my life, and it's been the same in every single room, in every time that we've ever told our story. People are ready and respond to the story of food. They want positive actions they can engage in. And in their bonds, they know it's time to take responsibility and invest in more kindness to each other and to the environment. And since we had the meeting 3.5 years ago, it's been a heck of a roller coaster. We started with a seed swap, really simple stuff, and then we took an area of land, a strip on the side of our main road, which was the dog toilet, basically, and we turned it into a really lovely herb garden. Took a corner of the car park in the station that you saw, and we made a vegetable bed for everybody to share and pick from themselves. We went to the doctors. We've just had a £6 million health center built in Turmerton, and for some reason that I cannot comprehend, it has been surrounded by prickly plants. Laughter. So we went to the doctors and the doctor said, "Would you mind taking them up?" They said, "Absolutely fine, provided you get plenty permission and you do it in Latin and you do it in triplicate." So we did, laughter. And now there are fruit trees and bushes and herbs and vegetables around the doctor's surgery. And there's been lots of their examples, like the corn that was in front of the police station, and the old people's home that we were planted it with food that they can pick and grow. But it isn't just about growing because we are part of this jigsaw. It's about taking those artistic people in our community and doing some fabulous designs in those rested beds to explain to people what's growing there. Because there are so many people that don't really recognize a vegetable unless it's in a bit of plastic with a bit of an instruction packet on the top. Laughter. So we have some people who decide these things. If it looks like this, please don't pick it. But if it looks like this, help yourself. It is about sharing and investing in kindness. And for those people that don't want to do either of those things, maybe they can cook. So we pick them recently, and then we go down the street or in the pub or in the church or whatever people are living their lives. This is about us going to the people and saying, we are all part of the local food jigsaw. We are all part of the solution. And then, because we know we've got vegetables, tourists, and we love them to bits, and they are absolutely fantastic. We thought, what could we do to give them an even better experience? So we invented it without asking, of course, the incredible edible green root. And this is a root of exhibition gardens and edible toothpaste and the bee-friendly site and the story of pollinators, and it's a route that we decided takes people through the whole of our town, past our cafes and our small shops, through our market, not just to and from the supermarket, and we're hoping that in changing people's food for around our town, we are also changing their behavior. And then there's the second plate, the learning plate, where we are in partnership with a high school. We have created a company. We are designing and building an aquaponics unit in some land that was spared at the back of the high school, like you do. And now we are going to growing fish and vegetables in an orchard with bees, and the kids are helping us build that. And the kids are on the board, and because the community was really keen on working with the high school is now teaching agriculture, and because it is teaching agriculture, we started to think, how could we then get those kids that never had a qualification before in their lives, but are really excited about growing? How can we give them some more experience? So we got some land that was donated by the local garden center. It was really quite muddy, but in a truly incredible way, totally voluntary aid. We have turned that into a market garden training center, and that is polytunnels and raised beds and all. The things that you need to get the soil under your fingers and think maybe there's a job in this for me in the future. And because we were doing that, some local academics said, we could help design a commercial horticulture courses for you. There's one that we know of. So they are doing that, and we are going to launch it later this year. And it is all an experiment, and it's all voluntary. And then there's a third place, because if you work through an edible landscape, and if you are learning new skills, and if you start to get interested in what's growing seasonally, you might just want to spend more of your own money in support of local producers, not just veg, but meat and cheese and beer and whatever else it might be. But then we're just a community group, we are just volunteers. What could we actually do? So we did some really simple things. We fundraised, we got some blackboards, we put incredible edible on the top. We gave it every market trader and was selling locally, and they cribbled on what they were selling in any 1 week. Really popular. People congregated around it, sales were up. And then we had a chat with the farmers, and we said we're really serious about this. But they didn't actually believe us. So we thought, okay, what should we do? I know if we can create a campaign around one product and show them there is locally loyalty to the product, maybe they'll change their mind and see we're serious. So we launched a campaign because it just amuses me, called Every Egg Matters, Laughter. And what we did was we put people on our egg map. It's a stylized map of modern. Anybody that's selling their get eggs at the garden gets perfectly legally to their neighbors. With a stock out there, we started with 4 and we've now got 64 on. And the result of that was that people were then going into shops asking for local to modern eggs. And the result of that was some of farmers upped the amount of flocks they got of free range birds, and then they went on to meat birds. And although these are really small steps, the increasing local economy confidence is starting to pay out in a number of ways. And we now have farmers doing cheese, and they were upped their flocks and the real breed pigs. They are doing pasties and pies and things that they would have never done before. We've got increasing market stalls selling local food, and in a survey that local students did for us, 49% of all food traders in that town said their bottom line had increased because of what we were actually doing, and we were just volunteers, and it's only an experiment. Laughter. Now, none of this is rocket science. It certainly is not clever, and it's not original, but it is joined up and it is inclusive. This is not a movement for those people that are going to sort themselves out anyway. This is a movement for everyone. we have a motto: if you eat, you are in. Laughter, applause. Across age, across income, across culture. It's been really quite a roller coaster experience. But going back to the first question that we asked, is it replicable? Yeah, it almost certainly is replicable. More than 30,000 England now are spinning the incredible edible plates, whichever way they want to do it, of their own volition. They are trying to make their own lives differently and worldwide. We've got communities around America and Japan. It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, America and Japan and New Zealand. People after the earthquake in New Zealand visited us in order to incorporate some of the public spiritedness around local growing into the heart of Christchurch. And none of this takes more money, and none of this demands bureaucracy. But it does demand that you think things differently and you are prepared to bend budgets and work programs in order to create that supportive framework that communities can bounce off. And there's some great idea already in our patch. Our local authority has decided to make everywhere incredible edible, and in support of that have decided to do two things. First, they are going to create an asset register of spare land they've got. Put it in a food bank so that communities can use that wherever they live, and they are going to underpin that with a license. And then they've said to every single one of their workforce, if you can help those community grow and help them to maintain their spaces. Suddenly we are seeing actions on the ground from local government. We are seeing this mainstreamed. We are responding creatively, and that's what real demanded of us. And there's lots more you could do. I mean, just to list a few. One, please stop putting prickly plants around public buildings. It's waste of space. Laughter. Secondly, please create edible landscapes so that our children start to walk past their food day in, day out on our high street, in our parks, wherever they might be. Inspire local planners to put the food sites at the heart of the town and the city plan, not relegate them to the edge of the settlements that nobody can see. Encourage all our schools to take this seriously. This isn't a second-class exercise. If we want to inspire the farmers of tomorrow, then please say to every school, create a sense of purpose around the importance to the environment, local food, and the soils. Put that at the heart of your school culture, and you will create a different generation. There are so many things you can do, but ultimately this is about something really simple. Through an organic process, through an increasing recognition of the power of small actions, we are starting at last to believe in ourselves again, and to believe in our capacity, each and every one of us, to build a different and a kinder future. And in my book, that's incredible. Thank you. Applause. Thank you very much. Applause.